All right, so today everything is about strategies for sales goals and team performance. And who is going to be doing this session? Well, it's me, of course. My name is Mariana. For those who don't know me, I'm the head of customer success at noCRM. For those who are not our customers, it's a prospecting and lead management tool. And just a few words on why noCRM. Well, basically because CRMs are not used by salespeople. Salespeople don't like using noCRM. Don't like using noCRM. Salespeople don't like using CRM systems because basically what we believe in at noCRM is that selling is not about filling in data and more data. It's really a process from the prospecting part to becoming a lead and finally a customer. And our goal at noCRM really is to help you in this entire process. And today, what we're going to talk about is really, the sales goals, which is also very a key part of helping you achieve your goals, right? So in the agenda, very quickly, because most of you are not interested in the theoretical part, I got that from the poll. And we'll see more in depth how to do all of this with noCRM. But very quickly, I don't know, some of you probably already heard about SMART goals. So how do we define SMART goals? How do we align the importance of aligning your sales goals with global company objectives, how to track success, adjust your goals, motivate your sales team, which is really what this is all about also, and how to do all this, of course, with noCRM, and then the Q&A session. So feel free to use that time to ask me all the questions that you have about sales goals, about other stuff regarding noCRM also. But let's try to focus to sales goals. All right. So SMART goals, it's not just SMART goals. It really stands for something. So it's initials for specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound goals. All right. So SMART goals allow you to think of, the global goals and really define them in a smart way, right? So specific as in what do we want to accomplish? What steps do we need to get there? Measurable as in how to measure what we want to achieve. How do we track our progress? Attainable as in can your team objectively reach the goals? Could someone be demotivated by the goals? Because that can happen a lot, right? Are also the goals relevant? As in, why are we setting these goals in the first place? What does it mean to reach this goal? And time bound, as in, what is the time frame to meet each goal? So every time you sit down with your team and you define goals, think about the specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound, the SMART goals, right? So that you make sure to define goals that make sense. And those goals need to make sense for your team, but also they need to be aligned with the company objectives, right? So the importance of being aligned is that, well, there is coherence, right? There's a harmonious relationship between the sales team's efforts and the company's direction. It allows to have, I went a step further, I went a bit too fast. All right. That allows you to focus, right? Make sure that the sales team is working toward the same purpose and toward the same purpose as the entire company. And also motivation, because if you know as a salesperson what you're contributing to and the overall success of the company, that helps you achieve your own goals as a salesperson. Okay, so let me just show you, for example, how this could, what this means. So if we have decided as a company that in 2024 we want to reach $1 million in new business, what am I going to tell my team? So this is the company goal, right? And to be able to achieve that goal as a company, we'll need marketing efforts. Of course, they'll need to send us prospects. And we will also need, for example, at noCRM, we'll need the tech team to have an amazing product that performs, that doesn't require bug fixing all the time, that is steady, that is fast, so it's an overall company goal, right? We have the tech team who needs to make everything available. We need the marketing team who needs to send prospects, and we need the sales team to close those deals. So for that, what we're going to need to be able to reach 1 million US dollars in new business, we'll need 50K, 20 customers. So if it's a 50K per customer deal, more or less 20 customers to get a customer. I know that I need 3 quotes to send a quote. We need 4 meetings to get 1 meeting. We need sales calls per sales rep. For 1 sales rep needs to make 60 calls to 20 prospects and so forth. So it's really an overall company team achieving, and the sales know why exactly they need to do all these things, all the meetings, all the quotes, all the qualification calls, all the proposals that they're sent. There is a purpose to all that. It's a big company goal. And then it's important also to, of course, setting the goals, it's great, but you also will be able to track the success, okay? And tracking the success can mean, will allow you to measure and evaluate the performance of individual sales representatives. So you can identify the top performers, understand areas of improvement, tailor training, support also accordingly. It provides insights into the effectiveness of sales strategies and tactics. So it will allow you to refine sales approaches and allocate resources more efficiently. And it also promotes accountability among sales reps. So knowing your performance is being tracked motivates you to achieve your targets. And speaking of motivation, so motivation is, okay, great. I'm helping the company achieve $1 million in new business, but what's in it for me, right? So of course you have different types of strategies of motivation. You have the monetary incentives, of course. So commission or bonuses, which is usually what people do, but it can create more friction between team members. And also profit sharing, which basically it's clearly based on how each perform. But you also have, and that works very well also, non-monetary incentives. So the recognition and praise, which is super important, regular acknowledgement of their performance, flexible work arrangements, so 4-day weeks, a birthday off, and so forth, and also team building and social events so that it creates a sense of belonging. Because after all, happy sales reps, if a sales rep is happy, if your entire sales team is happy, it increases productivity, lowers turnover, there's better customer service, more sales, more retention, and more revenue for the company. So always take that into consideration, review your strategies for motivation internally, and make sure that everybody is motivated to reach the big company goal and give them the tools to reach that goal, right? You can't just tell a sales rep, okay, I want to reach $1 million. You need to tell them exactly what they need to do in order to reach that company goal. And this is what we divided in. It's 60 calls per day, it's 20 quotes that you send, and so forth. I'll send you the presentation afterwards so that you can understand that and you can see it more precisely. So how do you do all this with noCRM? And did you even know that it was possible to do this with noCRM? Well, it is, and I'm just going to show you how. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to show you is that within noCRM and noCRM's Dream Team Edition, the sales goals are only available in our Dream Team Edition. You have in the admin panel the option to create sales activities. Okay, and sales activities can be fine-tuned and defined according to your own needs, right? So if you need to send 20 quotes a month in order to reach the big goal the big objective of the company? Well, you need to be able to track that you sent those quotes. And for that, you can simply create a sales activity within noCRM that says, quote, received, ignore, bounce, whatever you want, right? Or just sent, okay? I could just sent, okay? And that's it, okay? You can create as many sales activities and as many results of sales activities as you want. And it's important that each goal that you set is tracked as an activity within noCRM. So the first thing you need to do is, okay, start tracking these. If it's already the case and you haven't yet set the sales goals within noCRM, but you already have had your sales reps recording the sales activities, then what you can do in order to set the goals and goals that are not demotivating for your sales reps, you go to the statistics of your accounts here, statistics, and you go to Teams activity and you can analyze. Okay, so last month, for example, or last year, or last quarter, or last semester, what did they do in order to achieve X amount of sales? And you go from there to define the sales goals within noCRM. So for example, if I put here last year, okay, so last year we had 254 activities for 123 leads that were created. Okay, that's the overall situation. And here, if we look into it, so we know how much we were able to get. All right, so $2,196,450. And in order to reach this, how many calls did we need? How many quotes did we send? How many meetings did we have? How many qualification calls, and so forth? So that from there, you can start creating your sales activities. So of course, this is a demo account. Nothing really makes sense, but it's just to show you how it would work. So first come here, analyze the data that you already have, and then you can go ahead and define your sales goals. So how do you do that? Again, if you have the Dream Team Edition, you go to the admin panel and sales process, sales goals, right? So you come here to the sales goals and you can start creating new goals. So the new goal here, once you click on new goal, you choose if you want an activity goal or a business goal. So if I want an activity goal, I'll click here and I will select one or multiple activities. So in this case, I want to start with qualification calls. I want 40 qualification calls for my sales team every day. Okay. So I select the two outcomes because I don't care if it's a good fit or a bad fit. I just want to make sure that everybody's calling 40 people every day. So how do I do that? So I select this. I want to target, in this case, my prospecting list. Okay, so prospects. Time frame is daily. So remember the SMART goals. All right, so we target something specific and we define a time frame. So the daily goal, I said 40. Let's save it. And once it's created, I need to make sure that I assign it to the right people. So I'm going to assign this one to Mariana and to Santiago, because these are the two people in my team during doing qualification calls. Okay. And then I'm going to create another goal that is based on an activity as well. And I want it to be emails, for example. I want to make sure everybody sends 60 emails a week, for example, to leads and prospects. So everything. Okay, so this is weekly and I want 60. And with this, when you track emails and you have the email integration, you don't even have to manually introduce this activity in your leads or prospects. It's done automatically because you have the email integration. So that's a big plus. And again, I'm going to assign it this time to all my sales reps, not only those during qualification. Okay, great. And you can create as many goals as you want. Make sure not to create too many goals or it's going to be demotivating. Okay. And then I create another goal, a business goal, just to show you how it works. I want to make sure that they close 2 customers per month each. Okay. On a specific pipeline, my sales pipeline, right? A new business. And I want it to be monthly, and I want them to close 2 new deals every month. And I'm going to assign it once again to all my sales reps. Okay, as easy as that. So now the sales are created. On the user side, what's amazing, so we have several things to motivate our sales reps, which was one of the big parts that we just mentioned earlier, being kept motivating. So every time you are assigned a new goal, you get a notification inside the app to say that a new goal was assigned to you. And then you can track them easily from here. Okay, you've got this little icon here, and you see all the goals that show up here. The first motivational behavior of noCRM, if you don't have it activated, you can activate it. I can just show you how to do it, is that whenever you close a deal, you have confetti. So that's motivating, right? And see, I see my progress. That also shows up here. Okay, I'm about to reach my goal. I already closed 1 out of the 2 leads that I was supposed to this month. Okay, so this keeps me motivated. And this happens every time you enter an activity that is tracked by a sales goal. So for example, here I'm going to send an email to Acme Corp. New email. I'm just going to grab here an email template, SEO quote, for example. Everything is here because I have the email integration. I've created a template. I just need to make sure to, I can add some information, remove from information. This is 50 hours, not 100 hours. I can look for my quote in my computer. I could have my email signature set up within noCRM. In this case, I don't have it, but that's okay. And I can choose to send it in an hour. So it's scheduled in an hour. It will be sent, and I'll see the goal that is being reached. I'm going to send it now so that you can see. Supposedly, I'm going to get a notification saying that the goal was reached. Did I? Send 10 emails. So here it is. One of the emails was sent. So that's great. So I can track all the goals that I have assigned. And also what we did, for example, at noCRM, we use Slack internally. So we have this specific channel for sales. And whenever someone closes a deal, we just get a notification in the Slack channel. So that allows all the sales team to congratulate another salesperson for closing a new deal. So that keeps that keeps sales reps motivated also, right? And this to explain that you can integrate noCRM with several software. One of them, of course, is Slack, and and do stuff like that to keep your team motivated and working together as a team and not individually. Okay. What else can I show you? Oh, and in terms of also, what you can do is, of course, congratulate a team member, right? As a team manager or as the sales director, if you go to the main activity feed, you'll see, right, a new lead that Mariana won. I can just, mention her and say, congrats on this new deal. Super well done. And that will motivate her as well. Okay. And then in the stats, okay, as again, a team manager or a sales director, you can come here to the sales goals in the stats and analyze how everything is going, right? Weekly goals, where are we at? So I can just click here on win 2 leads and I see the history, right, by user and also by date. So if I click here by date, I will see everything that happened in a specific time frame. So this is weekly, right? So I have the different weeks and we show here what's going on between one week and another. And so that when I have my one-on-one with my team member, I can go through the goals together, understand if it's way too much, if it's not enough, and readjust accordingly. Okay, so it allows you also to work with them and understand, okay, what's happening? Why are you not reaching your goals every week? What's demotivating here? Or was it completely crazy to set these goals? Should we readjust them, etc., and just have a normal conversation with the data, which is the most important part, right? I had the customer the other day. I was just telling her about this, and she was a sales rep, and she was telling me exactly that. Like, my sales director expects me to call 120 prospects a day, and it's just impossible. How can I prove this to him? And so I showed her the sales goal. So they defined sales goal, and now it's clear, and they redefine the goal so that it's not demotivating for her. She's like, it's just frustrating. I know that I need to call 100, but it's just physically impossible. How do I show him? So with with the sales goals, it also helped the other way around, right? To prove the sales manager that it's way too much and get, to a place that is okay for everyone. I already have a question here. Javier, this tab of the sales goal, where to get there? Yes, okay. So you just go to statistics, sales goals, and once you're here, you select weekly, monthly, or whatever. In this case, it was weekly. And then I clicked on the weekly goal that we defined. And here it is. And now I can just go by user instead of date so that I have the specific for each week during this time frame for each user that was assigned this goal. Great. All right. So this is how you track and define sales goals in noCRM. You have the sales goals, right? You already have, and there's also another way of getting more information of how your team is performing, right? So of course you have the company performance, you have the team performance, the team's activity, which for me is the most important one when it comes to set the sales goals. But yeah, you can just, go move around and really, usually you can think like, oh no, my sales team, that's not how we work. My sales team is going to be scared of this. They're going to think we're just trying to track whatever they're doing. No, really, it's, if you know you have to accomplish something, if you have a goal at the end of the month, at the end of the quarter, at the end of the year, it's super important to know where you're headed. Even us at noCRM, it was the sales reps who asked to have sales goals defined in the software so that they could track their progress and have an idea of how they're doing, where they're headed to. And yeah, it's so basically you don't have to be scared as a sales manager of how they will react to it. You just need to show them that it's a good way for them to improve their sales performance as well. All right. So I guess that's it. It was a very short, straight to the point webinar. I don't know if it was clear for everyone. If you have any questions on this, if you want me to enjoy the time we have left to go through something different than the sales goals, just go ahead. Feel free to ask me anything you want. If you were expecting something, to see something that you didn't see, If something wasn't clear, please go ahead and share it with me. I'll be happy to, well, show it to you or answer if I can. And even Santi, you're here. If you think that I forgot to say something, let me know. No? All clear for everyone? No questions whatsoever? I do have a question. Great. In case you want to export the previous report where you want to compare the objective versus the real activity. Okay, I'm not sure I understand the question. So you want to export in the sales goals, right? You can you export? Huh, excellent question. I don't think you can export this information at the moment, but I will write it down because we just did a refont of all this and I think they forgot to add the export button. So right now, all you can do is take screenshots. But I will definitely take it to the tech team. Thank you for pointing it out because you can export, the activities. So you should be able to also export sales goals. Yeah, they probably forgot to add the export button here. Thank you. Nothing like doing a demo and having questions from our customers. All right, I do have another question in the Q&A from Wayne. Thank you, Wayne. Can this be for individuals without a team? Absolutely, absolutely. Of course, I keep talking about sales teams and everything, but of course, it can be for just one person. You can motivate yourself to reaching your own goals and your own company's goals. Absolutely, there's no problem. It goes exactly the same way, right? So if you want to achieve something with your company and you're by yourself, or you only have one sales rep, you have the noCRM account with a user or two users, and you can define a sales goal just for that person who is going to be doing that. There's absolutely no problem. And you have like a bigger sales team and you want to assign individual goals. So for example, I have a senior sales rep and assign, I don't know, 60 qualification calls a day, and to our junior sales rep, 20 calls a day. It's fine. I can have two different goals, one assigned to one person and another one assigned to another person. That's fine. My pleasure. Thank you. All right. Are there any other questions? Before, if there are more questions, you can go ahead. Yes, I have another question. Have you thought in something to create tickets for account management, not just to close opportunities? We don't have tickets for account management. What sort of tickets are we talking about here? So what we do for what you call a ticket would be like a lead form in noCRM. Because what we do allow you to have is multiple pipelines, right? So that's also one of the key features. One of the key features, one of the important features of noCRM here. See, if I go to the pipeline view, I've got the sales pipeline and I have the account management pipeline. So what happens is once I have closed a new deal, okay, so let's say I just closed this deal. Now I need to make sure that I don't lose this customer next year, right? And I want to have some account management activities with this customer. Let's say if we just signed a 1-year contract, account management, right? So what I do is I'm going to duplicate this lead. Okay, I'll create a client folder for Pat's Bakery. And now this lead number 2, I'm going to call it, I don't know, renewal or just account management, whatever I want, right? And it is in the client folder that belongs to Pat's Bakery. And I can say here, instead of putting in the step qualified, I'll add it to the account management pipeline that in which I can set the steps that I want. So in this demo account, we say the first step is identify new needs, and I can just create my lead and follow up on it in this account management pipeline. So if I move from one pipeline to another, see, I've got Pat's Bakery here. It's in the identify new needs. I can send a present new, move it to the other step, or you can use it at just activity and not really as a sales account management kind of way. Does that answer your question? All right. No, sorry. Well, for those who didn't know, this is possible, but that wasn't the actual question. And so Javier was saying that in case they have incidences with the customers, they want to keep track here. No, so this is really a support tool. We don't do that with noCRM. No, you can't really use it for ticket management, but we can definitely recommend one for you because that's the one that we use, which is Crisp. It's a French software, but it's available 100% in English, and it's quite efficient. We're very happy with it. Oh, right. But no, we don't really do ticketing here. I mean, you could potentially use a pipeline for tickets, but it would be like new tickets in resolution, sent to tech or whatever. Potentially you could try to turn it around, but it's not real tickets. It would be really using a lead and just using noCRM in a different way. You're very welcome, Javier. Thank you. I wanted to share a quick last poll with you, if that's okay. Just to, okay, I'm going to end the first one. All right. So I've got people that were actually interested in both, which was good news. And 100% of you are customers. So happy that you came, guys. It's really good to be able to interact with our customers directly. And the last poll is just another couple of questions. Why do I not? Okay, your feedback. We want your feedback about the masterclass, right? Because we want to know if you'd be interested in another masterclass, if you are likely to try the sales goals, and if this is what you were expecting, if you were expecting more, another format, just let me know. It's important for us to get the feedback. So I launched the poll. Again, thank you for participating and for coming. I didn't even ask where you guys were connected from. If you want to take a couple of seconds just to say, no idea if most of the people are in the US, if we have also people from the UK or from other parts of the world. I know I had a customer earlier. She was connected in Greece saying, hey, I'm online. And it was 2 p.m. in Greece. I said, no, it's not 2 p.m. in Greece. It's 9 p.m. in Greece. I'm so sorry. All right. So Javier is in Spain. It's already late for you too. Thank you for taking the time. We have Wayne in Arizona in US. Great. Amazing. People from all over the world. That's great. I'm in Portugal myself. I didn't mention that at the beginning, in the northern part of Portugal, in Porto. Beautiful in here. Quite rainy, but very nice city. Santiago in Mexico. Ciudad de Mexico. That's great. Right. Well, thank you so much again, everyone, for coming. I'll be sending you the recording. And if you have any questions, feel free to contact us. You know, you have the chat inside noCRM, just right here. We are here to help. The entire customer success team is here to help. And if you will be keeping you posted on future master classes, and hopefully we'll have them more often and at a time that you can all join. Thank you again so much. Have an amazing evening or day, depending on where you are, and hope to see you soon. Bye, everyone. Thank you.